buying power before you're looking. There's power and confidence in knowing your credit worthiness and options prior to going to look at a new construction. And we're going to talk about how many people just they'll go do it for a resale. Why don't they do it for a new construction? Right. Ladies first.
All right. Well, hi, everybody. It's Crystal here with the AJ team, and we also have.
Alan Johnson with the AJT.
So, we're back to talk to you again today about just some other tips you can have as you are shopping for a new construction home
Mhm.
and just things to keep in mind. So, what we've noticed is that when we are speaking with new construction buyers, we notice that they do not know their buying power before going to visit sales offices, right? And that's a very interesting nuance because at the end of the day, when you're shopping for a resale home, most buyers are prepared with their pre-approval and they know exactly what their buy box is.
Mhm.
Well, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but a lot of consumers don't feel that they need to have that information readily available when they're going into a new construction sales office. And we will tell you that that is the wrong idea.
Yeah.
You should know exactly what you where you want to be in terms of your purchase price and your amount of expense on that home before you show up because it's very difficult to negotiate from a position where you don't know where you should stop, right? You don't know what you can afford or you don't know what you desire to afford. Let's put it that way. So, with that being said, you should understand your buying power. You should know exactly what your numbers are because that is where you want to negotiate from a position of strength. If
Yeah.
you don't know that, then you're kind of just guessing, and guessing does not work in this market.
Yeah. And it's just so you also know like what things you need to select, what
Hmm.
things you don't want to select.
Hmm.
When you do talk to the builder's lender, because you're probably going to end up talking to the builder's lender, because some builders in the past used to tie the
Incentives.
incentives to you talking
Hmm.
to their builder. We're actually starting to see that change just a little bit now. We've had a couple of people because of circumstances that have been able to still get their benefits from the builder and go use their own lenders. But it's just like those small nuances are the things that you just need someone to kind of help you through before you start the process. Because when you start to look at all these things in this great new model and you start adding these things up, like you want to know where you want to land before you start,
Yep,
right?
absolutely.
So, are there any other tips? I know we've been working with some new construction buyers. Just kind of think about like a couple of the things that you help our new construction buyers think through that most people just don't think about.
Yeah, I think that if we stay on this train of thought in terms of just making sure you understand your purchasing power, just remember that when you're going in, and even when you start pricing out your options and what choices that you want, that sometimes when you're on that pricing sheet, the one thing that is not priced in is the lot premium,
Mhm.
if there's a lot premium that exists. So sometimes, I'll be sitting with a client and they be really excited about the number that they're getting to on that cost estimate sheet. And then I have to remind them that, well, the lot that you really want, that lot costs $60,000. So that goes right on this sheet to that final price. So just remember that there are a lot of small things that may seem insignificant that are a part of that purchase price. So you just got to have that level of awareness. And that way you're negotiating everything
Mhm.
and not just some the cost.
Yeah, and I even think about this house, the house we're in right now, which is a new build. We could only build the house that we wanted on certain lots.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just those small nuances that you have to really think about.
Hmm.
That's what the AJ team is here to help you with, is to
Yep,
think through those things so you're making sure that you're making smart decisions because it's a lot, right?
it is.
Not only is it you're spending a lot, but it's a lot to think about and a lot to process.
That's right. So, with that being said, if you have any additional questions about just some things that you need to be aware of, what you need to look out for when you're going out there and you're shopping for a new construction home, give us a call, right?
Yep.
Because we're here to support, we're here to represent you and make sure that your interests are always at the top of the priority list when you're talking to the sales rep.
That's right.
Okay?
You have the dream,
We have the address.
and we will see you soon.
See you soon.
So
What
we
time
don't,
is it? Oh, we're good. Let's make sure to get Sydney yet.
I think we got a little bit more time.
Okay.